bloody roasting up here, by the way. I am sweating my pan in. So if you notice any trickling drops of liquid running down my face, that's the reason. It's no tears. It's purely sweat. So we're going to try and wrap this one up quickly today. We're going to try and get through all your... Oh my God, Andrew Tate's here. All right, Tate, how you doing? The top G is in the chat. Wow. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a wee live stream previewing that game, of course, the penultimate game at Celtic Park this season, tomorrow against St Mirren. Obviously, 3 games to go in the Premiership before we pull the curtain down on this campaign. It's been a very exciting campaign, a very successful campaign, and I'm sure we're all pretty sad it's coming to an end, but of course we have that chance to win a treble. We're going to have our hands on the Premiership trophy back-to-back next week, so everything's great, everything's rosy on the Celtic side of things, but I thought we'd start today talking about some negative news, which isn't necessarily Celtic's fault, but involves Celtic. It's on the Rangers side of things. So we're going to kick off the stream talking about that. But hello, good evening to everybody joining in, who's there in the chat just now, who are just watching without being in the chat. And we're going to get you guys involved heavily as the stream goes on. We'll talk about this. We'll do a little preview for the game against St Mirren tomorrow. And then I'm wanting to get into your questions and your thoughts. And we'll have a bit of a discussion with you guys. So let's start with that headline that broke today, shall we? That Rangers have confirmed next season there will be a maximum of 800 Celtic fans at Ibrox once again, as the away allocation number has been kind of confirmed. Now, that doesn't mean that there's definitely going to be 800 fans at Ibrox next season. It means there will be a maximum of 800. There's a very good chance that for the Derby game, the first one at Ibrox next year, a very good chance that we will see no Celtic fans there once again if Celtic decide to knock back the allocation. But as it stands right now, it'll be a maximum of 800 once more. The new CEO at Rangers, James Bisgrove, confirmed that today. I think they were doing some sort of nonsense press conference to try and reassure everybody that things are good, things are exciting, we're on our way to the future. But anyway, his quote was that there will be a maximum of 800 Celtic fans at Ibrox for the derbies next season. He said it's definitely an area we're going to look at, and we're going to have a dialogue with all the right stakeholders and authorities. So yeah, there you go. I don't think we're going to see the return of Celtic fans partying at Ibrox and their great numbers anytime soon. Didn't expect it to happen, but with a new CEO coming in, nothing changes. Rangers still keeping that that policy in place. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like it, but it's what I've come to accept now. I don't expect it to be any different now. The reason that he says that we're going to have the right dialogue with stakeholders and authorities, more talking about Police Scotland rather than Celtic themselves, because we know that the 800 Celtic supporters who will be housed in that corner of Ibrox are pretty unsafe. It's not the place they should be sitting. It's a very dangerous place to sit them. We've seen that over the past couple of occasions that we've had that 800 housed at Ibrox. They have been attacked, they've been bottled, they've been, struck with objects. This is a dangerous place for them to sit, and it needs to be placed correctly. So there is a lot of safety concerns. There is things that need to be discussed, and James Bisgrove goes on to say that Police Scotland, Celtic will hear and recognise the different viewpoints, and that absolutely we're going to look into that and see where those discussions go in terms of next season. So yeah, next year don't expect to see any big away supports at any derbies. Of course, the first one will be at Ibrox. The August-September derby, that will be at Ibrox. Celtic will then host the New Year's derby, and obviously, as we do now, we will rebuttal Rangers' choice by offering the same amount of tickets to Rangers. So it's just the same old story next season, and I really don't see it changing anytime soon. And it's destroying the derby game as we know it, of course, but it seems that there's still a big lack of care. I got actually Gaz, who's a Rangers fan, in the chat saying he doesn't agree, thinks it should be the 8,000. That it's destroying the games. It should be back to 8,000 away support. Look, listen, it's one of those things that the fans don't really have a voice in this, which is annoying. Obviously Rangers are the ones who've started this, and now we're in a point of, whether we're going to see it return or not, just looks very unlikely. And it doesn't look as though Rangers are willing to have the conversation or the discussion to try and get it back to the old ways. It seems they're happy with the way it is now. And that's that. And I've accepted that that's probably going to be it for the next few years. I don't think it will change anytime soon. I think it would take a drastic change in what's happening in the world of football. I think that we would need to see Rangers do really well again for an extended period of time before they go, oh, well, here you go, you can have your 8,000 back because we're good again. But obviously we don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. So, yeah, it's confirmed. Look, listen, it's the same old conversation. There's no point in deep diving. I'm not surprised. B, nothing's changed. It's the same opinions. It's the same thoughts. The same everything. Nothing changes with this news breaking today. It's just a new CEO, but the same, different CEO, same shite. Yeah, I agree, guys. I think that the supporters should have the main voice in this. Whether it be Celtic fans or Rangers fans. Could they not meet halfway, even if it's 3,500 to 4,000? It's better than the 700 or nothing at all. Just ridiculously petty, says DM McDonald. Good comment. We've seen for years now, both sets of supporters have suggested the idea of the European allocation. We see all these European sides head to Ibrox and they get an extended allocation to get more. But it never happens for Celtic, and it's never going to happen. So we should be able to meet in the middle. We should be able to meet halfway, as the Black Eyed Peas would say. But we're never going to get there because there's just so much pettiness and there's so much, I don't know, just so much stupidity involved. So it's never going to happen. I wish they would listen to the fans, but they're not going to, and it's not going to go back to normal anytime soon. Anyway, that's that for that bit of news. Let's talk about the game tomorrow as Celtic take on St Mirren at Celtic Park in what is the penultimate game at Parkhead this season. John Kennedy was at the press conference today instead of Ange. Ange was there last night, by the way. Great, cracking night last night. Enjoyed myself, apart from the hundreds of roasters who can't hold their quiet for 5 minutes. Attention seekers. That's what yous are. Fucking folk steaming, man, and shouting nonsense. So you couldn't hear half the stories. No, I've got it off my chest. And if you're one of them, I'm not taking it back. You fucking deserve it. But Ange was there last night. He spoke really well as usual. But John Kennedy today was speaking at the press conference ahead of that St Mirren game tomorrow. And obviously we need to bounce back from that defeat last week against Rangers at Ibrox. A shock loss, you could say, especially the scoreline and the manner of the loss. We really should have not lost that heavily. We deserved to lose that heavily on the day, but we shouldn't be losing that heavily to Rangers at this moment in time, but we did. So, we need to fight back. John Kennedy's been very honest in today's press conference in regards to who starts the game tomorrow, saying that nobody's spot is safe, especially after last week. Listen, this is a team that you need to fight in and to get to, and you need to prove yourself week in, week out. There's no off weeks, there's no off games. You've got to prove yourself. So John Kennedy said no one's guaranteed a spot in the team. Obviously, we're disappointed with last week, but if somebody's in the team for the next 2 or 3 weeks and they're not performing, there will be someone behind them waiting to take their spot for the final. So yeah, nobody's safe. No, we can't slack. We can't take our foot off the gas now that the league has won. We've lost our chance of breaking the records that we wanted to break, which is really annoying. But we need to keep fighting now. We need to keep winning games. We need to get as many points as possible. We need to put as many good performances in as possible ahead of that Scottish Cup final. Just because the league is won doesn't mean we take our foot off the gas. And let's be real, St Mirren, they aren't pushovers. They are one of the only 2 teams to domestically beat us this season. They're a side who went up against us in the last game, if you remember rightly. They went up 1-0. Yeah, we battered them in the end, but, they went up 1-0. It's a team that knows how to get underneath Celtic's skin, and it's always going to be a tough game against Stephen Robinson's side. So, yeah, we need to keep our foot in the gas, we need to keep things going, and we need to score plenty of goals. What I would love tomorrow is a big scoreline, a huge scoreline. I would love us to go out there and get 4, 5, 6 goals if possible. Now, that's not me disrespecting St Mirren, because I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. But I want it to happen. I want us to put a statement of intent out there. And I want us to show that, last week was just that fluke. And I've seen a lot of Celtic fans in my comment section recently giving me this sort of, we've been shite for weeks. And I'm like, come on, we've not been. We've been cracking. Look at the season we've had. Stop complaining. But I would like us just to put that reminder out there tomorrow that we are a team who can go for the jugular, proper lie a side down and make them grunt. That's the kind of reminder I want to give tomorrow. So we'll wait and see what happens against St Mirren. We'll wait to see the side they play, of course. Stephen Robinson obviously taking some of the headlines this week for confirming that St Mirren won't give Celtic a guard of honour. John Kennedy, not bothered by it. Me, not bothered by it. I don't care. These guard of honours, they're nothing to me. They really are. Like, listen, a lot of people get on it. It was respect for the champions and yada yada. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't. It's fucking pointless, really. And I don't care that St Mirren and Stephen Robinson aren't doing it tomorrow. I'm over it, quite frankly. Just like John Kennedy. John Kennedy is. So my starting 11 prediction, before I get into it, Celtic lads asking, and I'll come on to you guys after my starting 11 prediction. Because I mean, what else, this is why I wanted to live stream this tonight. What is the point of me doing a match preview at this point in the season? Like a proper match preview. What am I going to say? It's match day 36. If you haven't grasped how Celtic are going to play by match day 36, then there's no point in fucking trying. And I'm not going to try and give the description. We know how we need to play. We know what we're coming up against. No point in going over it time after time at this point in the season. So, tomorrow's starting 11. Joe Hart, of course, in goals. Alistair Johnston still out. So, Tony Ralston, I imagine, will keep his place in the back four, along with Starfelt and Kobayashi. Even though Kobayashi was getting it stinking last week. Who else is going to come in? Welsh? It's not going to happen. Kobayashi will keep his place, hoping for a good performance out of him, and Greg Taylor to come back in after that horror show of a performance from Bernabeu last week. Taylor last night at the Hydra as well in top form. Good lad. Love him. Midfield three, I think it'll be I would love to see Moy come in tomorrow, I would love to see Aaron Moy come into the team tomorrow. I feel like it's been so long since we've had Aaron Moy start a game. Probably started like 3 games ago and I've just forgot. But I just feel like it's been ages. But I think it will be O'Reilly, McGregor and Hatate. I think that'll be the midfield three. And then the front three, I think it'll be Jota, Kyogo and Maeda. I think it'll go back to the strongest front three. Obviously, had a big chance last week. He started that game. He didn't start the game. He did start the game, but Kyogo, I think, will come back in. So that's the team I'm going with. It's basically our strongest 11 on paper right now that's available. So yeah, is Moy still injured? I thought he was back, but he might still be. I'm not sure. I have to go and look. So yeah, that's my team prediction for tomorrow. And on top of that, my score prediction for tomorrow is going to be Celtic 3, St Mirren 0. That's my prediction. I would love Celtic to go on and win by far more if they can and score as many goals as possible in our second last trip to Celtic Park this season. But aye, there you go. That's my prediction. So yeah, 15 minutes in almost. Let's get talking to you guys. You've been listening to me spout absolute nonsense for the last 15 minutes. So let's get on to you. Let's talk to you. Let's find out your thoughts. And yeah, let's just have a bit of a gab as we usually do at this point in the stream. It's nice to see you all. I love it. Let's see. Do I think that Alistair Johnston will be back for the cup final, says Stuart. Listen. We don't know, really. It's touch and go. I'm holding out that he will be, but we need to wait and see. Corzo, sadly, as far as I'm aware, no. I don't imagine there ever will be. Usually these things don't get, released or made into DVDs or anything like that. It's usually just a kind of once in a... If you're there, if you're there, you get to experience it. I don't think there'll be anywhere to watch it anytime soon, Corzo. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe it'll go on YouTube at some point. I really doubt it. Didn't see many cameras at the event either. DM McDonald says, as rubbish as last week was, I think it was a good learning curve for us, especially for the players that came in. Learned more about them than we would have if we played them tomorrow again or against Hibs. I agree 100%, and I said that in last week's match reaction straight after the game finished. I said that, for as negative as that game was and for as many things that went against us and as shocking and poor as the result and the performance was, you learn a lot from those things, and you've got to take wee positives when you can. Generally, very negative. Hard to take positives from a 3-0 loss to Rangers. But when you look at the bigger picture and you suss out these different things, you can learn from them. And we'll get better from it. And that's what Rangers don't realise. Well, not so much Rangers, but a lot of Rangers supporters on social media have been giving it, that they're back and next season's going to be different already. Celtic will learn from this. Celtic will know where to improve, and Celtic know what they need to do now. And it's only going to make Celtic better. So, there is I'm not saying I'm glad we lost the game, or I'm not saying that I would have kept the result like that. I'd love to have pumped them 3-0. But what I am saying is you can take those wee positives when you can. A lot of people talking about Moy being out, fair enough. put no more yet. Emma's saying, think I saw 3 wasps behind you. Careful. Is it true is it true you're deathly allergic? Deathly allergic? Makes no fucking sense. Deathly allergic. Aye, very true. 3 wasps. Good, keep counting. You might spot me. Are you going to the ladies' game on Sunday? Massive game. Looks like it'll be breaking 10k, which is incredible. I'm not actually. I went to the last one, but I'm not going to this one. I know, shocking, shame, isn't it? I'll see how I'm feeling last minute, but I would like other plans and such. So, not to be disrespectful. I think I've got more on. So I won't be there this weekend, sadly. But it's going to be incredible. Best of luck to the girls in what is a massive game, of course. And hopefully we win the league. But we'll need to wait and see what happens. I suppose. Let's see what else. What do you think about Ange and? Oh yeah, the photos of Ange and Dermot Desmond. The rumours are swirling. Is it a new contract for Ange? Is it preparation for next season? Honestly, I think we might get contract talk soon. I don't know. I just think it could happen. It might happen. It could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I just have a feeling. Ange has been very open about the contract stuff, and he said, it doesn't affect him. He doesn't care. Contract length means nothing. But I think Dermot Desmond knows what he's got here, and he doesn't want to lose it. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. Let's see. Hard Liars. There might be a DVD of the event Kaiser. There could be. It's just they've never done it for the Larson, Sutton, and Hartson one, so I didn't. Or did they? I don't know. No, not that I've seen anyway. Oh yeah, Scott Bain got a 3-year contract. Aye, fair. Do you know what? Fair. At this point, I respect it, man. Fair play. Best job in the world. Best season ticket in Celtic Park. Lucky guy. I wish I was him. I really do wish I was him. Right, I don't think we will be back. We will be back, mate. Ibrox is a disaster zone now, mate. Our team doesn't really play. None of our players turn up. Well, big summer for Rangers ahead, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens, mate. I suppose Michael Beale's got a big job on his hands. But Bain's contract, wow, fantastic. That is a false accusation, Stuart. I was there singing my heart out for the girls last week. I'll have you know. Thanks very much. Mac, thank you very much for the £5 donation. I really appreciate that. It says Fanta Exotic or Fanta Lemon. If you know, you know. It's Fanta Lemon. Always Fanta Lemon. If you know, you know. Where's Jig when you need him? Will you be one of the roasters shouting outside Celtic Park if or when we win the treble then? Of course I will. It's different, isn't it? You get away with that. You get away with that. But I probably will be. Yeah, I probably will. Let's see. What else has been asked? What's there a higher chance of happening? Celtic getting the 8k Ibrox or Ryan returning to Twitch? I don't like making empty promises, but I'm done uni. I need to go for this proper full time now, and I've been thinking. And I think Twitch might be coming back soon. I don't know when exactly. I'm going to enjoy my summer first. Good to have a nice free summer doing everything I want to do. But when the start of next season comes around, who knows? Thoughts in F1 getting cancelled. Shame. I was looking forward to this weekend. I really was. I was. No racing this weekend. It's a shame. And it's a shame that the next one's Monaco, which is going to be boring. So yeah. Anything else? Thank you, Don. I really do appreciate that. I really, really do. Am I watching the Air game tonight? No, I'm not actually. I'm not. I'm going to be going for a few beverages. Nothing crazy. SmackDown's on tonight. I've got to get watching SmackDown. But I've got to go out and have a couple of cold ones. Ice cold, long neck, ice cold beers never broke my heart. So yeah, I'm gonna go and have a couple of them tonight. So I won't be seeing the Air game. It should bin Twitter if you're still suspended. Get a Discord server set up. Right, I'm going to make a new Twitter soon. I've decided I'm going to just chuck the old one. I mean, it's 20,000 subscribers in the pan, but I mean, what can you do? F1 or WWE? That is a horrible question, but WWE every day of the week. Every day of the week. I do love the F1, but WWE any day. Enable channel membership. Right, this is a good question and a good point surrounding channel membership. I am very against channel membership. I am. I just wouldn't feel morally... Excuse me. What comes with my favourite artists on the planet, I'll have you know. Right? Anyway, I want to talk about this. We'll get back to talk about Celtic in a moment to finish off the stream, right? But I want to talk about this because it's a very good point, and a lot of people obviously do it. I am very against channel membership. I'm against paywalls. I'm against memberships. You shouldn't have to pay for what I'm giving you on any level. I would never dream of charging my subscribers or my fans a penny. All the donations that people give me are completely voluntary. That's fine. I would never want to put anything behind a paywall. And that's something I don't want to contradict. But if I was to start a channel membership system, there would have to be very good reasoning for it. There would have to be the best content I could produce going towards it. The best content I could produce. Nothing silly, nothing just sitting here in this chair. I mean, I would want to produce content that is truly worthy of membership status. I would never want to charge you a penny for watching any of my stuff. I wouldn't want to put anything behind a paywall. And I know a lot of people do it, and that's not me saying that people that do it are wrong. It's everybody's prerogative. You know, if you want to charge for your content, that's absolutely fine. If you think your content is worthy enough to be paid for, that's fine. And obviously, I want to do this as my job, and I could easily set it up and hope for a wee bit of cash on the side and see how it goes. Not until that is worthy of doing that. And my content right now is not worthy of you paying a penny for it. And that's my view on it. So, yeah. Maybe one day, but with very good cause, Mac. With very good cause. And until I can make content I'm very proud of. I'm proud of my content just now, but I mean very proud of. Whew, go for it on Twitch. I'll help you out over there, Ryan. Get us a few spots. Thank you, Kaiser. When I'm back, you'll know it. I'll let you know. You'll know it, don't worry. Transfer window, what do I think it'll be like over the summer? Busy. Busy is the word I'll use very quickly because we've got a £10 donation. Ho ho. Yes, thank you very much. Craig, what a legend. This guy's a legend. Craig's always in here. He says Pepsi Max or Diet Coke. 100% Pepsi Max. I don't drink either of them, but if I had to choose, I'd choose Pepsi Max a million days a week. I'm a Coke guy. Coca-Cola guy. I'm a Coca-Cola guy, but not Diet Coke. Coke Zero, absolutely. Diet Coke, no. Never go near it. It tastes like rust or something. I just don't like it at all. Yes, starting our OnlyFans, of course. Buy the club where the shares made. Brilliant. My great granddad had brother Wolfred. I've got Ryan 118. Thank you, Cassius Clay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that, is that 5 years ago today? It's scary how time moves on, because at that Scott Brown event last night, they were playing clips of like the game at Ibrox, the 5-1, and stuff like that, and that was fucking 7 years ago. Like, what? Where does time gone? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Aye. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there this evening. Thank you everybody for joining in. I will be back on the channel tomorrow to do my match reaction against St Mirren, so make sure to check it out. Podcast will be back soon, by the way. I know there's not been a Celtic the Thunder in a couple of weeks, but we have been very busy individually as people. It's been very tough to get together, but summer's coming up now. People will be done with uni and done with that. We should be fine throughout the summer. So thank you very much. And very quickly before I go as well, thank you to Mac for the £5 donation. It is much appreciated. Everybody who's donated, everybody who's watched tonight, thank you very much as usual. You all make this a channel that it is. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. So take care. God bless. Enjoy your weekend.